Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, where if you want to see 10K burn before your eyes, just look at my first off the line Spectra football case. That's Kai. I'm a Joe Burrow Gold Optic Auto to 9. And this is episode 17 of the Sold Too Early Podcast. Kai, how the hell you doing?
I'm doing good. We've had a pretty action-packed week in terms of sports, cards, whatever,
And just in general,
everything.
yeah. So I know that we were prepping for this episode, and then some interesting NFL news came out. Do you want to intro with that, and then we can just continue the debate here?
Do you want me to do it? Because I might be a little biased here.
Well, all right. So the Denver Broncos have announced their new head coach. As of prepping for this episode, Sean Payton is going to the Broncos in exchange for a 2022 first and a 2024 second round pick. The Broncos get Sean Payton and a third round pick next year. Kai, I know that you absolutely hate this. And I actually think this is a great move for the Broncos because you have to double down just based on how last season went.
Let's say the Broncos get 25% better. So what does that put them at? 8 wins?
Maybe.
And you don't have a first-round pick for like 3 more years.
But
you have no money. You have like no really elite talent.
Well, first off, they do have elite defensive talent. The idea here is the Broncos are doubling down on their investment in Russell Wilson, and they're not taking any half measures. So, like, whether or not this is a good move or whether or not they overpaid is not part of the question. It's, all right, if we win a ring next year or the following year with Russell Wilson as the quarterback and Sean Payton as coach, is it worth it? The answer is obviously yes. So fuck the future, fuck them picks. It doesn't mean anything. You have to go win a Super Bowl now in the next 2 or 3 years, or you're screwed anyway. So who cares? If this is the coach you think that can do it, you pay whatever price you have to.
I just think it's a pretty big what if, and I think there are also a lot better candidates that you could have literally just hired than Sean Payton, who's been to 1 Super Bowl and done nothing else in his career.
I mean, once again, I don't disagree, but if the front office of the Broncos is so sure that this is the guy and he's so much better than Frank Reich or I think DeMeco Ryan said no to them, which is funny.
He did. I just saw that 2 minutes ago.
And then he's now the Texans coach, which is super ironic because he played for them. You know, if the candidates that are available, if this is the one guy that they think is just so much better, you know, arms and lengths or whatever the saying is away from being the guy, this is who they want to believe in. Who cares? Get it done. Go win. There's no.
But don't you think it's a little telling that DeMeco Ryan said no to them, but a 6-year deal with the Texans? I think that's a little.
I mean, maybe he just wanted to go home. He did play for them.
Yeah, he also played for like the Eagles. I mean,
they don't need a coach right now, so that's the thing.
I know. I'm just saying. I feel like it's a little telling to reject a team with Russell Wilson at quarterback, and then sign with the worst team in the league.
Maybe he got more money. It doesn't matter. The point is, you were very strong-willed against this move. I actually do like it. For the simple fact of I have a little bit of anarchy, and the Saints desperately needed some picks because they're so screwed. It's so bad in New Orleans.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. They have a pick now, yeah.
Yeah, they have a first-round pick. I think they didn't have one originally before this deal.
The Eagles have it.
Yes, so
somehow, ironically.
I don't remember the exact.
It was to trade up for Olave.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, that was the breaking news across my phone as we were prepping. Some other things, though, that are on our minds, and I'll just kind of take it from here. I have a 3-day show in my backyard, like literally less than a mile away. There's a show this weekend, so that's pretty exciting. Can't beat the commute, especially with next weekend being in Burbank, which is slightly farther away from New Jersey. So
a little bit.
It just a smidge, just, you know, like a 6-hour flight and all that other good stuff. What's funny is that I'm flying out Wednesday after work and leaving Saturday on a red eye to be home for the Super Bowl. So that'll be a pretty quick turnaround.
Oh, you guys aren't doing the thing anymore?
I was going, so I don't know if anyone is actually getting a house or what they're doing. To be honest, I frankly didn't expect to either like be invited, or like it just never like materialized. So I'm like, I'm gonna go book a hotel room just in case, and I needed the hotel room, so it worked out perfectly. Like if they're doing their own thing, so be it. I don't really care. But one thing about the Burbank Card Show, and I was posting about this on Instagram yesterday night at the time of recording, is their social media marketing, which is actually incredible. I will sing EJ's praises. Dynasty Mode, I believe his Instagram is one of those exact. It's hard to get everyone's handle right, but the point is the Burbank Card Show. They do a fantastic job of actually marketing, like who's going to be there, when, how, all this great information. And other card shows from your local one across the street to Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, the National themselves, you should take fucking notice. This is what you have to do. People are dumb. The average consumer, the average collector is actually dumb, and you could clip that because it's true. You need to make sure that every piece of information about your show is so readily available that if someone has to ask you what your show hours are, you failed. Like, it doesn't matter. Make sure no matter what you do, this is the most available information. Your location, your dates, your time, the venue, and the address. Whatever piece of information you need for that stuff has to be front and center every single time. If someone has to ask when this is happening, or the time, or the location, or the date, you failed. You're not a good promoter of your show. You have to make sure the basic information is available. And then you could talk about extending that to, hey, we have these amazing vendors setting up, or hey, we have this autograph guest. Okay, whatever. We have this amazing feature that no other show in the country has. Guess what? I know exactly what I'm walking into in Burbank in a week, and this is only their second time doing it. Who the fuck are you, other shows that have done this for months or even years? Why can't you do this? Why is it so hard?
Yeah, for the National being the National, I've never really thought about it. Their like social media is so bad.
It's awful. But like once again,
so bad.
So maybe I'm a lot more aware of it because my 9-to-5 job is in social media marketing and advertising. So I get it. But it's just like, it's not acceptable. And I'm happy that like Burbank is starting to break the mold, because if they do well again, which hopefully they will, I'm excited to see how they do. I'm excited to be there again. If they have another sellout show, it's phenomenal, and like it really does become like the second best show out there consistently, everyone else is gonna have to take notice, because guess what? I'm gonna choose Burbank over your other regional show, whatever you are. I'm not even gonna consider you because, oh hey, I don't know who's gonna be there, but I know Burbank isn't a week before that. A little more financially expensive, but guess what? It's worth the trip, let's say. And then you lose me as a vendor, or you lose me as a buyer or a seller, or someone who would be at your show potentially. It's just one of those things where if you can't keep up with the modern times, you got to get out.
Yeah, you would just think the National, with how much cards have grown and how much the National's grown and how much social media's grown, you would think they would try something.
That's the issue. They don't get it. And I've reached out to them in the past, like years ago, like offering to help, and they just said, no, we're good. I'm like, all right, go fuck yourself. Whatever. Like, you're obviously not good enough at your job.
Yeah,
they're going to come anyway, but you're not growing because of like anything you're doing.
Their Instagram account reminds me of like a early 2000s like blog site sort of.
Dude,
yeah.
The worst one, and I've referenced this. I don't know if I've referenced this on the podcast, but you and I have talked about this, and they've since remedied this, so I don't mind talking bad about it. The Dallas Card Show's previous website before their new iteration now was so bad, I was actually embarrassed for them. And thankfully now they've updated it. It actually looks good. It's super clean and easy to follow. Major props to you for actually putting the financial, ass. You gotta pay for that. It's not cheap to build a website, I can tell you. They did what they had to do, and now it looks good and now it functions. But before, like 6 months to a year ago, it was really bad. I'm happy that someone actually, spent money to fix it.
I'm guessing that was probably what, in the last like 3 months they've changed it?
No, it's summer 2022 they fixed it, maybe spring, but like it was in the last 6 months. It was somewhat recent.
Yeah. It was definitely not encouraging you to go to the show.
No,
if you didn't know about it, you would not go to that show.
No,
if you didn't know how good it was.
And you would still have people asking like, "Hey, when is the show? Like, what's the dates?" Even now, their Instagram's okay. Like, I get it. Like, they're promoting other shit. But like, dude, first thing on your page should be pinned is like, "This is the shows. Here's what you need to know." Like, I don't care about X, Y, and Z. Just tell me when the show dates are so I can book my hotel and my flight and like make sure I know I'm going.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what matters.
Location, when it is, maybe a couple pictures.
Yeah, like tell me who's autograph signing if you care about that stuff. Tell me if Beckett or PSA is going to be there and like when I can show up. Like that's ultimately what matters. But besides that, the Atlanta show was this past weekend. You were considering going, you just couldn't swing it. I understand. I couldn't swing it either due to just like work responsibilities. Now, I'm going to sing some praises about the show. I personally was not a fan of it the last time I went, but I heard from a lot of people, high-end collectors and dealers as well, that a lot of the issues that I personally had with it in the past were fixed. I complained in the past about, it being too difficult to hear people when making deals and the music was too loud. I complained about a basketball tournament going on. From what I heard, music was a lot lower. It was a lot more chill. While there's still people who are playing basketball on Friday and Saturday, it seemed like the basketball tournament, like the All-Star game or whatever it was called, was pushed to Sunday.
Card Star game.
Whatever. The point is, a lot of the issues that I personally had with the show were fixed, and that's great. Quality of the play didn't look great from anyone who had Instagram videos of it.
You want to call it play, yeah.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to play like the median or medium. No, medium is not. I'm trying to play neutral. I'm trying to just be equal and fair because I can eat some crow and I could say something wrong and be correct. But like the show seemed better than what was expected. The basketball play was not great from what I saw. We did have a video of it, but like both our computers are acting a little finicky, so I'm not going to bother posting it. But they have a full tournament or a full live stream of the game, which I respect.
So that was the stadium we were talking about.
Yes. So
or arena, I guess.
One thing that I had questioned last week or 2 weeks ago was where the game is being played. So it looked like on Friday and Saturday they had the half court, which Kai, you were there last time, as was I. They had like little half court basketball in the middle of the show.
Little dingy basketball setup. Like,
yeah, which is fine. Yeah. That's a normal thing. Like, that's actually kind of cool, assuming that you're not having people get hurt, which apparently I saw someone hurt their ankle, like actually, not just like exaggerating. Like I think we had to go to the hospital. But,
that's a story. Man.
Yeah, what a life. That sucks. But listen, you're gonna play basketball, pick up, go ahead. That's cool. Like, don't pull all the high-end dealers off the floor, but it seemed like they took a lot of consideration from other dealers, and I can now be convinced to go back in the future, at least for.
Oh, really?
Let me finish my sentence. I can be convinced to go back in the future for this exact show in either January/February before baseball season, because it seems like baseball moved phenomenally there. We have it on good authority from several dealers that Bowman Chrome was incredibly hot, and like these people were spending tens of thousands of dollars on Jordan Walker and all those other guys. So
yeah.
Last year I heard the same thing. I saw it from my own two eyes, but once is a coincidence, twice is a pattern. So it's something to consider. I don't know when their next show is. I think it's in the summer, maybe the fall.
Yeah, I would guess probably summer, fall. Yeah.
Yeah, they do it twice a year. I don't think I would go back to the next one, but if it continues to be like one of those shows that you consider going to in the winter, because like it's doing well for baseball, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. What if it was in like December?
December, no, dude. I'm not gonna risk that. Depending on the weekends too. Like you're either playing with like Christmas or like New Year's, so like I don't want to do that. Yeah, December's really hard to swing a show for, especially because Atlanta, like it's not super warm, right? Like maybe if it was like
Atlanta, it's freezing there.
Yeah, so exactly. Like you got the huge risk of like snow or anything else kind of screwing things up, so it's not worth it.
It was supposed to be in like the 30s, low 40s that weekend. It just happened.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That sucks, but oh well. Those are my main talking points. I know we talked about your main one with Sean Payton. What else you got here?
Just some all-star stuff. I think the NBA All-Star game is kind of fading a little bit. Was it last year or the year before when it was kind of intense at the end?
It was when Kobe died, so that was 3 years ago, which is wild. Or I guess
I don't know. Yeah. I just think, and the dunk contest, like they're having like G-leaguers in it.
No, they're ruining the dunk contest. The issue with that is, and I actually watch a good YouTube video about this. They have to pay the players more. They have to make it like a real competition. When you're seeing like random low end basketball players doing 3 dunks in a row and missing 2 of them. It's like, all right, this sucks. And then you have like one okay dunk and everyone gets off their chairs and like raises 10.
They act like it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay the players. John Morant was on an interview somewhere recently saying he would like participate if there was $1 million prize. Which, yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's just not worth it for the Super, like for them to do it. Like,
no, it's not. Like,
which is kind of sad because like I feel like superstars used to like really want to be in it.
I mean, they also got lucky with certain players. Like, I think it started in like the mid '80s, and then second year was Michael Jordan. So like, yeah, it just kind of worked out.
Yeah. So, the same thing with the Pro Bowl. They kind of ruined that too.
Don't even
it was never good to begin with, but it's just kind of a shit show now.
I mean, listen, there should not be a Pro Bowl game anymore. It should just be a list of accolades. Hey, these players made the Pro Bowl teams for each conference. Let's go play some kickball or paintball or whatever they're doing.
Well, if you're gonna do that, like you might as well just not even have a Pro Bowl list. You have the All Pro list already.
I think it'd be very difficult to remove it now because like people do use it for contracts and Hall of Fame consideration and all this other stuff.
So are they doing a flag game or are they just doing flag activities?
I believe it's flag football game. And then like they're doing like other like skill competitions, which is actually a good comeback.
I like those, yeah.
Yeah, those are fun, but like
those used to be good.
No, Tyler Huntley should not be a Pro Bowler, and I have that.
Some of the people in the Pro Bowl are whack.
I mean, that's what happens. You got to remember too is that like players either hurt or they're good and they're in the Super Bowl, or they just don't want to go. I think the AFC list is like Trevor Lawrence, Tyler Huntley,
Herbert,
maybe no. Isn't Herbert hurt? Isn't he like?
I mean, I don't even know who made it originally.
Yeah, the point is, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I mean, Mahomes.
Well, Mahomes, obviously, Burrow, Herbert. Yeah, Allen. Yeah, they're all hurt or not playing for obvious reasons. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's a shame.
But yeah, for them to have to get Huntley, it's probably a little desperate.
I mean, what happened with that was it wasn't even fans voting; it was players. So like, I don't know.
Is that really how that works?
Yeah, no. So it's a 3-pronged thing. It's like players, coaches, and fans. And Huntley was like 10th in voting for fans, but I guess players and coaches like either really liked him or said, fuck it, no one's gonna vote for him.
That's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. He's a one-time Pro Bowler with 3 career touchdown passes or something.
That's
something like that. It's wild.
I guess we can transition smoothly into the NFL Conference Championships.
Dude, the 49ers game sucked. I'm so annoyed at how bad.
I feel bad for them, though.
I literally turned off the game like halfway through. Once it was like 28-7 in like the third quarter. Like, I have friends over. We just went and played FIFA. It was so embarrassing. I felt so bad.
It was actually kind of impressive how they decently kept it close in the first half.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And then Josh Johnson got hurt, and it was over. Like, that was it. The second he got concussed, it was like, yeah, this game's done. I feel really bad for Brock Purdy. I really like him as a player. I like the story. I like the confidence. I like the balls. He got a lot of confidence and a lot of toughness to go back out there with a torn UCL. And I mean, yeah, he couldn't do anything, but like he still go for it.
Keep going. Oh, you got it.
I was gonna say I respect the fact that he did throw 2 passes. There were screens, but like he threw 2 passes with the torn UCL. Mad props. I really hope it's a team takes a chance on him in the future. I don't know what's gonna happen for the 49ers in the future now, next season. I did see something on Reddit which was interesting, was that Brock Purdy getting hurt maybe allows for Tom Brady to go to the 49ers now. Maybe you sit Purdy for a year, bring Tom in, and you trade Trey Lance to a team like the Titans. And you know what? I can be convinced of some anarchy right there.
I can see that. What I was going to say was, do we know if Garoppolo could have been active for that game?
So theoretically he could have been, but he wasn't ready. I mean,
but like, is he still hurt?
He's still hurt. Like the idea was, and this was according to the broadcast, they were hoping he could have been active for the Super Bowl. I mean, if the option is either playing, what did he hurt? He hurt his ankle or something? How did Garoppolo get hurt?
Lance was his ankle, I think. I don't remember what.
I want to check. If Garoppolo hurt his arm.
Well, because the only reason I asked that is because the entire game I was just pondering, like, couldn't he have been active instead of Johnson or with Johnson? I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of a thought, but
A foot injury. Okay, so technically he was out since week 13 with a foot injury. So yes. In a world where Purdy gets hurt and so does Josh Johnson, could Garoppolo have played? Maybe. I mean, it depends. He could have stood there like a statue. You would have been screwed. The Eagles would have rushed like 6 or 7 every play, and it would have been over. But I guess
feel like I would have took my chances with
I mean,
injured Jimmy
one
Garoppolo.
knew. Yeah, I mean, if you do it all over again, yeah.
Even I would have honestly ran the Wildcat second half, the entire second half.
I think once Johnson got hurt and Purdy's telling you can't throw, the game was over. Like it was.
Yeah, especially with the Eagles defense. Yeah,
it was done. Like I feel really bad for them. I think the card market for 2022 products is fucked. Someone's going to definitely emerge randomly next year, whether it's Kenny Pickett being good, Malik Willis figuring out how to throw a ball, Purdy actually coming back and being healthy on a new team. Mac Jones gets traded and Bradley Zappe's the guy. Like, I don't know, dude. Something random's going to happen.
I'm waiting.
Something random's going to happen, and one of those quarterbacks is going to like be good, and the products will sell again. But in the
for you to say the best one.
What's that?
I'm waiting for you to say the best one.
I forgot Desmond Ritter was a quarterback. I'm not even gonna. I swear to God, Kai, I forgot he was drafted.
I
completely forgot about him.
Continue your thought.
No. I completely forgot about him, which is super funny.
Thanks for that. That's our franchise quarterback right there.
Yep. Hey, I got a case of Spectre for you.
Okay. No.
Fuck, me neither.
You want to do this next thing?
Yeah, so this is interesting. So speaking of Brock Purdy and kind of his development as a player, I said it a while ago that no matter what happened, I mean, injury obviously sucks, but I think it's very fair to say that he is going to have a very long career in the NFL. I think he could have a decades-long career. It has a high-end backup just based on the success of this season. Whether he never is a franchise quarterback or a starting caliber quarterback or whatever, it actually doesn't matter anymore. The man went from being the last pick in the draft to, in my opinion now, securing millions of dollars in the NFL and continuing to be a valuable asset to a team. Whether that's a starter, a bridge quarterback, backup, it doesn't matter. I don't care about the card-wise. I care the fact the man is now going to be very financially stable. But it's fun to see in the short term, imagining he is healthy, going to next year, even the following year, what quarterback you'd rather have if you were an NFL owner in this instance. I have a list here of 1, 2, 3, 4.
I added one just now.
You added like 2 or 3. We have a list here of quarterbacks. In my opinion, these go from pretty easy to give the answer of to more difficult. The first one, I hope that you and I agree on this, Kai. Would you rather have Brock Purdy as your quarterback or Andy Dalton?
Purdy.
Okay, good. I agree. Thank you. Like I said, they're going to get actually difficult. Brock Purdy or Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley?
Purdy.
Yeah, okay, good. This one is interesting. Brock Purdy or Carson Wentz?
Purdy.
Okay, all right, fine. Brock Purdy or Ryan Tannehill?
Purdy.
Yeah. Okay, this was not nearly as fun.
We're getting there now. We're getting there.
Okay, all right, fine. We're halfway through. This one is fun. Would you rather have Brock Purdy or Derek Carr?
The way I look at this one is the situation. Am I a team with a quarterback away, or am I a team like sort of in a rebuild-ish
You're the
situation?
Falcons. You're the Falcons in this.
Falcons, I'm going Carr probably.
I could be convinced to take Purdy over Carr if you're like a developing team. Like if you're the Texans.
Also, yeah. If we're looking at cap, if it's like equal cap, we're going.
Yeah, I know.
Carr, I mean, sorry.
I know. But we're talking about just quarterback. I know there's a lot more factors that would matter, but if you're
I'll say final answer Carr.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get final answer Carr as well. But if you're a bad team, Purdy is cheap and all that other stuff. Here's one I forgot about this guy too, because I don't pay attention anymore to the NFL, I guess. Brock Purdy or other classman or other quarterback in his draft class, Sam Howell.
This is tough. I do like Howell a lot. I think I would go Purdy just based on what we've seen so far. But Howell, I would say, has more upside.
Is he actually good?
He was really good in college.
Why was he like a fifth-round pick then?
He doesn't have like the athleticism that, I mean, he's like a really good pocket passer. He's not a crazy like runner guy, but he's not like, it's hard to explain. He played for UNC, but he just like has like kind of that it factor, I feel like.
Interesting. I mean, you can't convince me to pick Howell over him. So yeah, give me Purdy.
Yeah, I'm taking Purdy too. Okay.
Kenny Pickett or Brock Purdy? I got it mixed up, but whatever. The point still stands.
This one's really tough too. What would you say? You go first.
Pickett definitely has a higher upside. I mean, I don't like Kenny Pickett as a player, but there's a reason why he was drafted where he was. There's a reason why he's probably going to grow and develop as a second-year player, get more comfortable. I would rather have Purdy, but I believe you're going to choose Kenny Pickett over him.
Me?
Yeah.
So you're probably right. I'm going to go Pickett. But I think that's only because I think he won towards the end of the season with a lot less than Purdy had.
Yeah,
I would say. I think he just kind of has that leader mentality. I think Purdy was just kind of like a manager.
I mean, there was definitely some moments where Purdy was the guy. He was one of the better players on the field.
Like, I think these last 5 are very like, you could go either way, I feel like.
Yeah, no, there's no wrong answer here, unless you're the 49ers, because the next one is Trey Lance. Would you rather have Trey Lance or Brock Purdy?
I don't even know.
Dude, this is fucking so difficult. I think I'd rather have Brock. I think that he can do more.
I think I would take Brock based on the simple fact alone that you could trade Trey Lance a lot easier than you could trade Brock Purdy, I feel like.
I mean, assuming that he doesn't get hurt in this instance, yeah. With the injury, I mean, you can't trade Brock now no matter what happens. I think he actually kind of secured his spot on the roster because you're not going to get fair value for him right now. I could have been convinced that Brock was worth like a second-round pick if he had stayed healthy and just lost last week.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Brock. Trey Lance has played like 3 games in the last 3 seasons. You just don't know what you're gonna get like when everything's said and done. So I mean, I'm just gonna go Brock.
I mean, dude, if Trey Lance was gonna get traded anywhere, I'd love to see him on a team like the Ravens, Titans.
That's a really good fit, actually. Ravens.
Yeah, like that's on the idea that Lamar doesn't go back, but.
What this is totally out of left field, but what if the Ravens traded him to the 49ers?
What do you mean? Oh,
Lamar?
Dude, I don't know. That would actually.
Isn't that kind of interesting though?
I mean, you have Shanahan who can get elite level play out of any quarterback not named Josh Johnson, and Lamar who can throw occasionally with the weapons. He would probably be the unanimous MVP next season.
They have a lot of cap coming off the book with Garoppolo gone and stuff. I didn't even think about that until just now. But.
I mean, it's not going to happen, obviously, but Lamar in that situation would be the best player in the NFL. Like, I don't think that's really much of a debate. Just with scheming and players, and when you see what other inferior assets did, and then you have Lamar who can also run, and you'd have McCaffrey and Kittle and Debo, it'd be GG.
Yeah. Well, I'll go Purdy over Lance with all that being said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel Jones or Brock Purdy. Man, the Giants are
I had this one for you.
I know.
I feel like this is very hard.
Yeah, I think it's Jones. If you're just looking at the players and not contracts, contract-wise, you have to go Purdy because Jones wants like $30 million a year, and he's not worth that at all.
Well, the thing that's crazy about that is he's probably not worth it, but that's what like a mid-tier quarterback is worth now.
I know, but that's the thing. I don't even think he's a mid-tier quarterback. I've been pretty negative about Jones.
I don't think he's like top 25 to 15.
I mean, he's top 25 is yes, because the other options are fucking Zach Wilson.
Well, that's like mid.
Carson Wentz, and I don't know, whoever plays for the Cardinals next year. Like,
so you're going Jones.
I'm going Jones as a player. If I had to pay them, I'd rather have the rookie scale Brock Purdy or most.
I'm taking Daniel Jones too, so I'm glad we agree.
Yeah, I don't think that's too wild. Moving. Yeah, I mean that's. I think Purdy is I think his ceiling is his ceiling is Kirk Cousins. I think his floor now at this point is the best backup in the NFL.
Well, I think the thing is, I don't know if we'll ever even know this or not, but like, is it literally just because he's on the 49ers, or is he actually
No, it's
decent?
100% that. But like,
But do we know that though?
You know
like,
it until you
we
don't
know. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if we'll ever actually know.
But at
But
this
that's the
moment in
reason
time,
why they
based on
probably
what
never trade him.
Yeah, based on what you saw, his ceiling is Kirk Cousins, which is a very fair ceiling. That's the top
12. I don't know, man. He
right?
played better than Kirk Cousins ever has in a playoff game.
That's okay, but once again, it doesn't matter. I don't think you can get rid of him as a Niner executive.
Yeah,
it'd be very hard to sell. All right, let's move through the Chiefs Bengals game. So this game was interesting. I really liked it. What I really liked more, though, dude, the amount of salt I saw from both sides of this game from their fans, aka the people who bought their quarterbacks, amazing. People are so fucking salty, or have such a oh my god. People you can get there for me. People were so salty the Bengals lost because they had Joe Burrow cards, or it felt like they were the fucking superior pieces of shit they were because they bought Mahomes. And it was really funny to see that happen because I had none of their cards. I don't really care.
Same, yeah.
Like,
it's been a consistent thing throughout the whole playoffs. Like, people with those teams with those big name quarterbacks, when they lose or win, like, it's a shit show.
It always is. Dude, it's so entertaining. It makes me so
I feel like more than ever this year, though.
Well, because people were people were rightfully concerned about the Chiefs because they got rid of Tyreek Hill and now they're in the Super Bowl. So, like, I get it. Mahomes is just that good. He is that guy. I don't think people were really worried about him being bad. I think they were more worried about, like, can they replace Tyreek Hill? And the answer was Kelsey did, in a way.
I think another reason why it was kind of more like more heat was focused on these guys because Tom Brady wasn't in the conference championship either.
Yeah, I think so too. I would buy some Brady stuff this offseason. It depends.
Oh wow, big Brady investor.
I mean, Brady's so easy to move. It's just like,
imagine if he goes to like the Niners or something. His card's going to skyrocket again because of that chance to win again.
I think it's very possible that Brady can go to the Niners.
I just don't know if they would do that to like their young quarterbacks they have now. It just doesn't make sense for them, I feel like.
But you'd have to move one of them. You'd have to move Trey Lance or Brock Purdy, and I don't think they can move Purdy right now. You can get
but I mean, at the moment, like, is Brady better for what you do than those two?
Yes.
At his age?
Yes.
You think 100%. So?
Yes.
Okay.
Emphatic yes. Because Brady also would take like $10 million, and which would be under the cap for them, and then you extend McCaffrey and you just figure it out later. Like, he would not.
McCaffrey already got paid.
Did he? I thought he needed an extension. I didn't know that. My bad.
I could be wrong, but I thought he got paid like 4 years, 80 mil or something.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. The point is, like, Brady would go there for less than market value, and you just put that into other positions of need.
So. Yeah, no, I could definitely see it happening. I just don't know, like, if I was the 49ers, like, do I stunt one of the two possible franchise quarterbacks for 1 year of that?
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Fair enough.
Like, not even a question in my mind. Because at that point, you move on from Lance. You accept the reality of the situation that you fucked up. But in reality, you have either taken Mac Jones, who's not been very good, or Trey Lance, who's been hurt. So it doesn't, call it a wash.
If you were the Niners, would you rather get that 1 year out of Brady or Rodgers? Both kind of hometown sort of.
Yeah, because Rodgers played at Cal. I think I'd rather have Rodgers for the 1 year. If I know it's only one.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think
Rodgers gets you the on-field. I think Brady gets you the overall, like, glamour of the situation.
Yeah, I think financially you make more from Brady because you just sold so many 49er jerseys.
But I think you definitely have more of a chance to win it all with Rodgers there.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's move through to, speaking of winning and the Super Bowl. Man, I fucking hope the Chiefs smash the Eagles. Like, I really hope so. I do not like Eagle fans. That's not a shocker as a Giants fan. I've been to the link. It's super intense. Unlike Raider fans who will stab you, Eagle fans will just loudly curse at you, chuck bottles at you, and maybe throw batteries at Santa Claus. So, yeah, don't want
a good game.
I want a good game too, but I really hope Eagles do not win. I think they have a real shot to. I just hope they don't.
Did you see the line? I'm sure you saw the line move.
Isn't it like 1.5?
Well, it initially was Chiefs -1.5, then moved to like Eagles -2.5 in like 30 minutes. So I don't know what's going on there.
Weird.
Yeah,
that's shocking. I would take the Chiefs money line at that point. Like,
yeah, I guess it all kind of depends on Kelsey and Mahomes if they're healthy or not.
they're playing like what? There's no.
They're gonna play it, but they're not gonna be 100% in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Mahomes just he threw for 2 touchdowns, like 300 yards. I think Kelsey did very well too in the game. What was his stats?
I saw something funny. Who would you rather? How many quarterbacks would there be that you would take over Mahomes on one leg?
Like he was one leg, like literally
like how he was.
What?
Like how he was, like injured.
Oh,
besides like Burrow, probably
not many. Burrow, Herbert, maybe Hurts. Obviously,
for me, it's literally just Burrow.
I think I would take those 3. I think Hurts, Burrow, and
do you
Hurts.
Really think Hurts
and Allen? I'm sorry, I forgot Allen. So 4. Being able to run is a real part of Mahomes' game.
Really quick, while you're still talking about that, would you rather have Hurts or Allen? Neutral team, like everything. Like
I think that Allen can stay healthier longer. Like if we're talking about I'm talking about for their career, but for one season, I think it might be Hurts.
Oh wow, that's bold. People are gonna hate you for that one.
Why? I just said I gave both people credit. I think Allen has the longevity factor, but one season, Hurts has proven this year that like he's ascended to a top 2 MVP candidate. I don't really think that's that high of a take. I just don't know if his game will hold up when he's 30, 32, 33. Like, that's my concern, which I think is fair.
One other little nugget. I saw this on Twitter, and it was I think like one of the major like sports people like put it out, like saying that Mahomes looks to be the first person to win MVP in the Super Bowl since 1999 or something. And they're just totally ignoring the fact that Jalen Hurts can also do the exact same thing.
Hurts is not winning MVP, so
I'm just saying like it's possible. It's them too.
Of course it's possible, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, what were you going to say?
I don't remember, man. I was going to go into the NBA and just move on.
No, you're looking something up.
I looked up Kelsey's stats. He had 7 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown. And I remember him looking good in the game. I just didn't know his exact stat line.
Well, did you see the first half, though, when they were like making him pitch it because they didn't want him to get hit?
I just, dude, I thought he was just doing that because he thought it was funny. I understood after the game that's like what he was doing, but I just thought he was like fucking around.
You think he was being funny in the conference championship game?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they did a ring around the rosy in the last regular season game of the year. I don't know, man. Kelsey seems like a fun guy.
That whole brother thing's gonna get so overblown the next 2 weeks. I know.
I mean, they also have a podcast too, so like that's why.
Yeah.
All right, Kai, we have to go make the Super Bowl next year. That's the goal. We have to do that. All right, let's move into the NBA. Remember when the Pelicans were the 1 seed?
Yeah, I do. We were just starting this podcast.
Yeah, much like me, they peaked too early. Now they're like the 8 seed. So, oof.
They sold too early.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, this is about LeBron. This is interesting. If you were LeBron and you were a billionaire and you didn't, really care, would you ask to be traded? The Lakers not going anywhere this year. So, would you
right this second or when?
At the trade deadline, let's say. Would you want to be moved if you were LeBron James?
I would say not at the trade deadline, but depending on how the season finishes, that's when I would talk about it this offseason. If it finishes poorly and they don't even make the play-in game, then I think either a crazy move needs to be made for the Lakers or he'll want to ask out.
Yeah, I think that we're approaching this conversation, whether it's you can't move LeBron in season. I think it'd be an incredibly hard sell. He also has a trade clause, but you can't move him now. You move everyone else. I think Anthony Davis is more likely to be traded in season than LeBron at this moment in time.
Who do you think has more value though, AD or LeBron?
I think it's LeBron. I don't
know.
I don't know. It's because here's the thing. AD doesn't have as much negotiating power with the front office of the Lakers versus LeBron James. So, like, theoretically, you could ask more of AD because you could actually move like more teams. LeBron would get traded like three teams: fair. New York, the Heat, and like the Clippers, theoretically. But like that's it. He wouldn't go anywhere else.
I could see LeBron. Cleveland too. I could see LeBron trying to go to the Warriors with Steph.
Okay,
I can so see that.
All right, sure. The point is, once again, like in a theoretical world, the amount of teams is much smaller than AD. So,
if you're doing hypotheticals, let's say the Warriors move on from Draymond this offseason, which they're probably going to do. They trade off Clay.
Super realistic.
They trade off Clay too.
That would be shocking.
And they trade all their young players for LeBron.
I mean, I think the Warriors would say no. Like the Lakers would gladly accept that in a heartbeat.
Not all of them, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Like
that whole little package of them. Well, honestly, I don't even know if it would take Poole.
I think it'd be Wiggins or Poole, and
it'd be like Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman, and picks.
And I think you'd have to add. I don't know what the cap would look like. Yeah, it'd be something. It'd be one of the two and a bunch of picks. Yeah.
But I mean, like, are the Warriors like favorites?
Oh yeah, 100%. At that point, they have it's Curry, LeBron, Wiggins / Poole, and some other pieces. Yeah,
Looney.
Yeah, they're
a bunch of vet minimum guys.
Yeah, that team not only like is the favorite, depending on health, they are like the most talented roster.
Depending on with those two dudes, though.
Obviously, but still LeBron.
Yeah,
so. That'd be funny. Yeah, I can't see that happening.
I can't either, but yeah.
Kai, how would you fix the Hawks if you could?
Oh man. Well, kind of stemming off what we just talked about, actually.
You trade for LeBron James, got a good step.
No. I think this is a really bold statement. I'm not sure if people would agree with me. Not that there's that many Hawks fans listening to this, but
all three.
I would like if there's a big shakeup and they don't just continue to ride it out and try to fix things. I would absolutely love, to see them move on from. I love Capella, but in this situation, you need to move him here. Move on from Capella / John Collins. Bring in Draymond Green and a couple vets. And run the ball through Draymond Green and Trey. Trey's off ball is so much better like that. The defense is better. You have another guy who can handle the ball. I just like it. But that's just me.
Would you give a max to Draymond Green?
Well, he's not going to get a max.
He wants a max. That's the thing.
He's not going to get one, though. So either he doesn't play or he gets less money.
I mean, he's been sucking up to LeBron, trying to get to the Lakers on a max. Like that's like
you think the Lakers give him a max when they already have no cap space?
No, but that's what he's trying to do. I'm not telling you that's what's going to happen, but that's what Draymond.
If he gets $25 million a year, I'll be surprised.
I think he gets at least 20. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing. It's just wild.
He's what, 34, 33?
Yeah, he's pretty old and
gets hurt every other week as well. But I would love him as a vet on the Hawks.
Green is 32. I mean, his birthday's in March, so he'll be 33. But
yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot the Hawks can do. I mean, they have a lot of like assets, but like, who do you go get that is like gonna fit on the team? That's not like untouchable.
I don't know. It's
Siakam. Tough. I wouldn't give what they want for Siakam though. It's crazy. Like 4 first-round picks and players.
Well, trade deadline is approaching. Hang on. When is
it? It's in like a week, I think.
It is February 9th. Yeah, it is 9 days away at the time of recording. Yeah. So, like, we will actually be able to record next episode. Or is it next episode?
It'll be the deadline after the next episode.
Yeah, so either we'll be able to talk about the trade deadline like as deals are happening next episode, or the following week when like we are able to like process them, which is exciting.
The one thing about the Hawks, though, I don't think they trade John Collins unless it's for an upgrade. So a big package for another player. I don't see them trading him away for nothing.
I don't know.
I know that's the big rumor going around.
I thought Kyrie would be traded, but then we actually ended up needing him. So, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, let's move into some MLB talk. It's exciting that we can talk about this consistently now because we're getting closer to pitchers and catchers reporting. However, As mentioned in more of the intro, Atlanta was the spot to dump Bowman Chrome stuff and make some money. So good for you if you did that. I see Burbank being a nice spot to sell that too, as well as the early March shows. We've talked about this before, Kai, but there is one weekend in March where there are 5 major shows. It is Dallas, the Mint, Chantilly, Philly, and Nashville. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Good luck to any show planners of that weekend. But I'm excited, dude. Baseball is my favorite time of the year. Like I love April through August. Like it is such a nice time to have baseball in the background and just like chill out, watch the Yankees hopefully win a game and not suck.
Who do you like, just talking baseball, like who do you see being good this year? Like contenders?
I mean, I think the true contenders are already readily known. It's the Padres, it's the Yankees. LOL, like right up there, my 2 jerseys. The Dodgers, the Astros. Who else is like the Mets are a true contender. The Braves are obviously a true contender as well. It's not a shock. They're good. I'm trying to think of like who could be
I was waiting for you to say it. You weren't saying them for a while.
I mean, I had to think about all the teams. I'm trying to think of like who could be like a sleeper. I mean, the Blue Jays are kind of trendy this year.
Blue Jays, yeah, I like them. I don't think the Mariners will be contenders, but I could see them making a run.
They'll be a wild card team, or they'll be in consideration. The Guardians could be really good again.
Who knows with the Phillies? I don't know what they'll do. They signed Trey Turner.
Phillies, I did forget about the Phillies. The Phillies do deserve respect as contenders, like actual true contenders. So they were in the World Series. That's fair.
You know who I have as kind of a sleeper? I don't think they'll make the World Series or anything, but I think they definitely will make
the Rangers.
Not definitely, but I think they have a chance. The Rangers, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you know I was gonna say that?
Because they signed Jacob deGrom, and
it's not even about him though.
But it is though, because that team has a lot of star power if it's healthy.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
If
they have good like depth pitching too. Like they have a good 1 through 5.
I know. If DeGrom gives you 25 starts next year, they are probably a wild card team. I think it goes as far as DeGrom can bat. DeGrom can pitch. Sorry. I don't know.
Their division's like brutal though.
Of course it's brutal, but like the A's don't exist, so fuck them. They don't care. But yeah, Astros, Angels, and Mariners. Yeah, that's a tough one. You might see 3 teams make the wild card from.
You think the Angels make it finally?
No, it could be the Mariners.
You think Ohtani gets traded eventually? Either this
he's a free agent after next year, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He could be traded. He could be dealt at the trade deadline.
See, I just can't see them like trading him just for the sheer fact like how much like fans like the Angels because of Ohtani. I feel like they'd rather ride.
Sorry, they should have traded Trout. They didn't do that.
What?
No, they should have traded. I'm saying like they should have traded Trout. They obviously did not work.
Why would they trade Trout?
I'm not saying now. I'm not saying at this moment in time. I'm saying in the past they should have traded Trout and gotten anything because it's not working. You have the best player in baseball. What are you talking about?
When would they have traded Trout and it made sense?
I mean, you're never going to get fair value out of Trout. The point I was trying to make is that the Angels are still bad regardless of having the best player on the planet or one of the best players.
Probably the 2 best players.
Yeah, and they still suck. That's the point.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think they'll make it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, besides angering everyone over all my comments, so we did this last week, and this was fun. It was just us talking about random players we remembered. So I actually have a list of random guys I remembered, and I named this part of the segment I Member from Member Berries on South Park. So I don't know if you have a list of guys, but I just like
I was going to go off the dome.
Yeah, I was going to do that too, and then I actually thought of good ones. So you remember Miguel Cairo?
I do. I remember, I think all of these, but the 4th one.
Really? Oh man, that's a funny one. Ben Sheets was a great pitcher for the Brewers for like a while. I think he played for the A's too, but I remember him on the Brewers.
Yep, Brewers.
Josh Johnson was supposed to be like
Johnson.
He was supposed to be so good, and then he
was okay, wasn't he?
He was, and I think he got hurt. He got traded to Toronto, and He just like fell off. I'll also throw Brandon Webb in there. He won a Cy Young. Yeah,
Brandon
that's
Webb.
a good one.
Barry Zito.
I loved Barry Zito. Yeah, Ben Sheets was a Brewer for 8 years, and then the Braves, and also the A's. Okay, so I was right. Octavio Dotel played for everyone. He was a reliever.
That is.
He was a reliever that played like 15 teams. Like that's
yeah.
And I googled this before. So crazy. Baseball's the best sport to do this with because like there are so many just random guys. He retired in 2013. Yeah. He did play for Atlanta, and he played for them in 9 games in what year? Oh my God, where did he play for the Braves? In 2007. He was also a Yankee somehow.
I would not remember that.
Yeah, no shit. I didn't know he played for the Yankees.
Remember Dan Uggla?
Dan Uggla was great. Dan Uggla was one of the best power hitting second basemen of all time. Like by home runs. Like it's not an outrageous thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your last one's my favorite.
Oh my God, Jason Bay.
Yeah.
That was funny. Xavier Nady as well. Like those guys were fun.
Not even like that, like random of dude, but Josh Hamilton, just like that whole thing was crazy.
I mean, Hamilton's not. I don't think you can forget him because he was just like
it's just like such a weird thing that happened.
Well, the 4 or 5 years that Josh Hamilton was like the guy,
MVP.
Yeah, he was the guy. I mean, his story is very sad because like addiction is horrible. But hang on, I'm pulling up his baseball reference page from like 2008 to 2012. So yeah, 5 years he was one of the best players, like full stop. The 5-year stretch was incredible. And it was so out of nowhere too.
You remember his home run derby?
Of course I do. Yeah, it was a Yankee Stadium. I remember that
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, what a turn on. And then he got paid by the Angels, and that didn't go anywhere.
He got didn't he get like a fat deal, like 100 something?
I'll tell you right now. I have baseball reference on it. I think it was like a 5-year deal.
It was like, it was like 160, I think, or something. Maybe not that much.
It was something crazy. Yeah. Oh my God. The Angels, when they traded him to the Rangers. No, I'm sorry. He was traded. Okay. The Angels paid him like $26 million to play for the Rangers, which is super funny.
Oh, wow.
That's how
he got traded back to the Rangers?
Yeah, his last season.
I don't even remember that.
He played 50 games for the Rangers after just sucking at Anaheim.
Remember the saga of the end of Jose Bautista's career?
He played when he went to the Mets, teams. The Phillies. Wasn't he on the Braves too? Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was was he not on the Yankees for a little bit? Or
no, he was never on the Yankees. Bautista played for a bunch of teams before he actually was good. He was a Pirate. He was a Devil Ray. He was an Oriole, I believe. Hang on, I'm pulling up his baseball reference. He was, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Kansas City I forgot about. Pittsburgh I knew. Then Toronto. Yeah, Atlanta, Mets, Phillies in his final year in 2018. That's been 5 years. Wow. Jesus Christ. He's in the Hall of Fame ballot next year.
No chance he makes the Hall of Fame.
No, of course not. But he'll get a couple of votes. He maybe will have a ballot or two, but like, it's really sad.
Do you have a guy in baseball either like gonna retire soon or that has that like unpopularly like you would die on the hill that he should be in the Hall of Fame?
I'm trying to think of like who retired recently that like I really think was
a lot of like pitchers.
Well, yeah, I mean like CC Sabathia's gonna be the Hall of Fame, obviously, but like
Tim Lincecum.
Lincecum I love. Lincecum just I would down the hill for Johan Santana, actually. Johan should make the Hall of Fame. Also Felix Hernandez.
Really? He's gonna make it. Felix.
No, Felix has no shot making the Hall of Fame.
What?
No,
doesn't he have 3,000 strikeouts and
not
everything?
Even close. No, he basically
Are
was
you sure?
Not even close. And I love Felix.
I could have swore he pitched like 10 elite seasons. Or
that's exactly it. And then his arm fell off.
That's a very long time.
How many strikeouts? 2,500.
Okay, that's insane.
Yeah, of course it's insane. But like once again, he basically stopped pitching after the age of 29. So if he could have been moderately healthy, if he gives you 15 to 25 starts a year of like 3.54 ERA ball, he makes a Hall of Fame. But he's done after 2019 at the age of 33. He's not making it, which is really sad.
My guy's Andrew Jones, who I think
Andrew Jones will make the Hall of Fame.
He's on like pace to make it.
He'll make it
Eventually.
next year or the
I think he
following
should
year.
be
He
in
makes
by
the Hall of
now.
Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would die on the hill for Felix. Johan didn't even make it past the first ballot, I believe.
Wait, didn't you just argue with me that Felix shouldn't be in?
He's not going to make the Hall of Fame. I would die on the hill that he should, but he's not going to.
Oh, well, why are you arguing for the fact that he shouldn't then if you're going to die on the hill that he should?
Because I love Felix Hernandez. He was the best. He was amazing.
Okay.
And I'm pulling up another parallel of Johan, who was very similar. And Johan got 2.4% of votes in 2018. The issue is like health.
Should make it.
Yeah, they were Hall of Fame pitchers who didn't have Hall of Fame careers. That's what it is.
And I think Brian McCann should make it.
No, McCann won't make it. McCann will maybe be on the ballot for a couple of years. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer.
Do you think when people start voting for like all those Astros when they retire, do you think any of them will like get backlash for that and not make it because of that?
I mean, Beltran did. Beltran should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, or at least a lot closer, and he didn't get it because he was part of the team.
But like, you think like the people that are like insane, like Correa and like Altuve, like they don't get in because of that?
I think Altuve gets there. I don't know if Correa will. Bregman is not going to.
Bregman's like having a good career. I don't know if he'll make the Hall of Fame, but he's having a really good career.
But that's the thing is like I think Altuve is on track. I think his MVP over Judge really helps him.
I more so just meant like if they were in the position to probably make the Hall of Fame, like if you think voters would.
I think voters will hold it
because of that.
Voters will hold it against them at least at the start, and then like progressively get there. Like Altuve right now, the age of 32 is very good. Altuve,
he's got what, like 40, 50 WAR.
He's got, and WAR is not a great statistic, but for conversation's sake, 46.5 WAR. Continues to be a top 10 to 15 player. Was fifth in MVP last year. Silver Slugger winner. Has an MVP. Altuve probably makes a Hall of Fame. Like, assuming he stays healthy and like ages somewhat gracefully, will probably make it. I think he might be like the leading guy there. But it'll be interesting to see. If he retired at 35, I don't think he gets it. But if he plays till 38, like, yeah.
Yeah.
We have some other guys from the NFL, but like, hey, remember Hefty Lefty? Jared Lorenzen?
That was a Giants, right?
Yeah, I mean, he had the best nicknames ever. Pillsbury Throwboy, Hefty Lefty. Did he have that was Charles Barkley. What were your other nicknames, Hefty Lefty? You're the best.
I only remember Hefty Lefty, but
the Pillsbury Throwboy was also a goated nickname.
I love how you just named 5 New York Giants.
Yeah, I basically did. This is, first off, because of fantasy football, I really only remember offensive players.
I'm surprised you didn't name one of them that I thought you would have named.
Mari Toomer?
No.
Monty Toomer?
Receiver. Another receiver.
Victor Cruz? I mean,
no, he's a good one too, though. Super Bowl team.
Plaxico?
No.
Mario Manningham? Like,
yes.
I mean, yeah, I could have easily done this, but like I tried to stick to like more early 2000s. So yeah, my list was, hang on, Brandon Stokely, who was not a Giant, I don't believe. Steve Smith, the Giants one, which is the note I put.
That's such a guy.
Yeah, Hakeem Nicks and Ahmad Bradshaw. Yeah, that's like early 2010s. Brandon Jacobs too, but
yeah, Brandon Jacobs I love.
Dude, it's so hard not to Brandon Jacobs. He just run over you.
Fantasy god. Remember Stevie Johnson?
Of course I remember Stevie Johnson. Dude, once again, fantasy football made sure I remembered all these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Even before trading cards, like I played so much fantasy football, like my random football knowledge is probably up there with my baseball knowledge. Basketball, I know fucking nothing about except for the last couple of years. Like once I got into trading cards,
Finnegan.
Oh, dude, Cortland Finnegan and Andre Johnson just fighting on the field. Amazing. Yeah, my basketball knowledge from like the last 5 years is like decent, but anything beyond that, like I didn't watch basketball growing up really. I didn't really care. Like, it was a very distant third.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly how I was too.
I mean, now
Vince Wilfork.
What? Oh, Vince Wilfork, 100%. Him, Richard Seymour,
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, literally. Well, there you go. Nnamdi Asomugha. That's not that.
Oh, he was one of my favorite players, Nnamdi.
Yeah,
he was working in like 07, 08, I think.
Namdi I think he retired like 2011. It might be.
I thought he was a rookie like in like 2007 or 2008.
Hang on.
Was he earlier than that?
Maybe
I could totally be wrong.
Really
I remember he didn't have many cards. I remember I used to want to buy.
He was a rookie in 2003.
Oh wow, yeah, I was way off.
Yeah, so 2011, like I said, he was an Eagle. He retired in 2013. So
yeah, that was one of the craziest things. Everyone thought he was going to be insane, and then he kind of just fell off.
Well, he turned 30
when they traded him.
Yeah, he got old.
I'm trying to think of more corners.
Corners are tough. I mean, I thought the Samuel would have been on that list, but his son is.
Yeah, he's too mainstream, I feel like.
Terrence Newman.
Wow, that's a good one.
He played forever. He was like 38 when he retired.
He was in the league a couple of years ago. I swear. On the Bengals, right?
Yeah. Terrence Newman retired in. Oh, dude, you forgot about when he went back to when he was on the Vikings for 3 years. He retired in 2017, and he's 39.
Holy shit.
I forget T.O. played for the Bengals and Bills at the end of his career and was good. He was like basically like
he was good. That's why he's trying to play again.
Listen. Now, obviously he can't, but he was still good when he retired.
Don't doubt him, or he'll do it.
I'm okay with doubting him. That's fine. I want to see him play. It'll be fun.
He'll come to the Giants.
Okay. You know what? Honestly,
1 year, $20 million deal.
Okay. You know what? I don't like this conversation anymore. This could be an
max contract.
This could be an entire podcast episode. Just like, hey, remember that guy? Which I think we'll try and like work this in randomly, but we could be here for a while otherwise.
The 2013 Pittsburgh Pirates when McCutchen was MVP.
That was
20. Was it that year?
McCutchen was MVP 2013. I think you're right.
Yeah, that team was crazy. I don't know why, but they were really. Starling Marte was in his prime.
McCutchen was
MVP. Who was the other outfielder on that team? That was insane. Was it Marte? They had another guy, didn't they?
Gregory Polanco.
He was like a rookie, and everyone was like freaking out about him, weren't they?
I'm looking at Baseball Reference. That is not the right team. When did Gregory Polanco make his debut?
Who was? Man.
Yeah, we could, like I said, we do this forever. He made his debut in 2014.
Oh, we were close.
Yeah, right after. All right, let's wrap this episode up. We will be here forever otherwise. Right. We can do this for hours. I swear to God. Like, this is going to be a segment moving forward because it's just so much fun. But we spent 20 minutes just talking about random guys from the early to mid 2000s.
Yep.
All right, let's wrap it up. All right. If you guys fucking rambled with us for 20 minutes there, thank you. Leave in the comments who you have thought of. Or if you're listening on Spotify, just ping me on Instagram because I'm sure we'll have a great discussion about it. Once again, thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever else. I'm excited to record this next week because we will hopefully have some exciting NBA trades to cover. And that, to me, is the most fun part of the year for basketball until the playoffs.
Yep. Nothing else to add, really. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys, and peace.
Peace.